In the small town of Hollowbrook, nestled between dense woods and rolling hills, there stood an ancient cornfield that locals spoke of in hushed whispers. The air around the field carried an eerie chill, even on the warmest summer days. The townspeople, for generations, avoided it after sunset, claiming that shadows moved within the rustling cornstalks, and strange cries echoed through the night. One fateful evening, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to challenge the town's superstitions. Led by Jake, a fearless thrill-seeker, they gathered at the edge of the cornfield, their flashlights cutting through the gathering darkness. As they ventured deeper into the field, the corn seemed to close in around them like a living, breathing entity. The wind whispered ominous secrets, and the rhythmic rustling of leaves sent shivers down their spines. Sarah, the cautious one of the group, couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes watched their every move. Unbeknownst to them, the cornfield had a history stained with tragedy. Legend had it that a farmer named Elias Granger had once owned the land. During a severe drought, he struck a deal with a mysterious figure in the dead of night, desperate to save his crops. The townspeople claimed Elias had sold his soul for a bountiful harvest, but when the corn finally grew, it bore a malevolent force that lingered long after Elias met a grisly end. As the teens delved deeper into the labyrinth of corn, the moon cast eerie shadows, playing tricks on their senses. Whispers grew louder, mocking laughter echoing through the swaying stalks. A sudden chill swept through the air, freezing their breaths in a visible mist. They stumbled upon an old, dilapidated farmhouse at the center of the field, its windows shattered and doors creaking ominously in the wind. Against their better judgment, curiosity led them inside. The air inside the farmhouse was thick with a haunting stillness that seemed to cling to their skin. A dim light flickered in the corner, revealing worn-out furniture and dusty relics of a forgotten time. As they explored, strange symbols adorned the walls, hinting at a dark ritual performed decades ago. The group grew uneasy, their senses heightened as the oppressive atmosphere pressed down upon them. Suddenly, the temperature plummeted, and the air grew dense with an otherworldly presence. Shadows danced along the walls, taking form in grotesque figures. Panic set in as the group realized they were not alone. Whispers turned into guttural moans, and unseen hands seemed to brush against their skin. Desperation fueled their attempt to flee, but the once familiar cornfield transformed into an inescapable maze. The walls of corn closed in, and the path that led them in twisted and turned, trapping them in a nightmarish loop. Their screams pierced the darkness as they realized the true horror of the cursed land. One by one, the teens succumbed to the malevolent force that lurked within the cornfield. Shadows dragged them into the abyss, their anguished cries blending with the mournful whispers of the wind. The farmhouse, once a haven for the damned, swallowed their fear-stricken souls. The next morning, the townspeople discovered the cornfield standing silent and still, as if nothing had happened. The farmhouse, now abandoned once again, bore witness to the macabre events that unfolded within its walls. Locals, haunted by the tragedy, spoke of the cursed land with even greater fear, and the once adventurous teens were forever lost in the whispers of the haunted cornfield.